So I'm just here with Susanna. We've just finished off a dashboard for them and just thought I'd have a quick chat. So Susanna, did you want to just give everyone a bit of an understanding of what you guys do?
Sure, we help workplaces' people problems disappear. So anything from people issues, performance issues, uh, investigations, that kind of thing. And the goal
Yep.
is just to get the workforce humming.
Excellent. Perfect. So in terms of when we first had a conversation, I think it was, I don't know when we first spoke, it was a little while ago now, and then we kind of had a few conversations after that. But where were you guys at in terms of the business that made kind of metrics, data visualization, kind of seeing some of that reporting more live and visible? What was going on in the business that made that relevant?
Yes, good question. It really well, we've been growing um, year on year since we started about 5 years ago, but we've sort of reached this point now where uh, the team's a lot bigger than what we started with, and we've got a lot more people to keep track of in terms of their performance, but then also the business performance. We've now got two businesses, not one, and we were just finding that trying to pull the data out manually on a regular basis, number one, wasn't happening. And then number two, once we were doing it, was a really laborious task. So we were just trying to really work out the best way to automate that so we could get the data whenever we needed it.
Mm,
And for us, that's not on a particular day or time. It's just, when we're
yeah.
making when we're making business decisions.
Yeah. Okay. And so what was the impact of that? Like you didn't have that data kind of readily available at your fingertips in the way you wanted it. How did that impact things? Like what was the kind of result of that?
And then we often had to delay decisions for a couple of weeks until we got the data and manually pulled it out,
Yeah.
or that we kind of ended up guessing and it was a best guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it just we felt a little bit, yeah, more like we were guessing rather than
Yeah.
actually making a solid
Okay.
decision.
Perfect. And one of the things that you and I spoke about initially was I think you'd had a bit of a go setting some stuff up yourself and putting together a dashboard and kind of just hadn't aligned with what you were initially hoping for. And then we ended up having a conversation. Like, what was the sticking point for you there? What was the gap? How come you weren't able to get that sorted yourself?
It turns out there was a lot more coding involved than I realized.
Sure.
And I think without having that background, then I really struggled. So I get the idea of putting things in an Excel spreadsheet, and I could
Yeah.
probably say this should go there, but the
Yeah.
actual making it automated required a lot more sort of knowledge of coding and things that I just don't have.
Okay, sure. And so then, in terms of us working together, in terms of the experience and the process that we took you through, and then being able to kind of drive that towards the outcome, is there anything on that side of things? Like, what did you enjoy most about working together throughout the process?
I really like that you in particular kept me informed and every sort of I always knew where we were up to in the process. That was really helpful for me. And also I think just having that clear kind of project plan about where we were going.
Yeah,
I think uh, yeah, because we were doing this for the first time, I didn't sometimes I didn't really know exactly what I wanted, but you were really
yeah,
patient in helping me kind of work that out and also giving advice on how to work that out so that
perfect.
we ended up with the metrics that we wanted. So they weren't necessarily the ones that I had imagined in my head when we first started, but I think they're a much better product at the end.
Awesome. And so then, in terms of as an outcome, like, what are you most excited about in terms of being able to kind of integrate within the business, and what does that look like in terms of how that translates into value?
Yes, well, I just love the idea of being able to actually confidently talk to people about how well we're doing and how successful we are at the moment, rather
Mm,
than just sort of saying, "Oh, yeah, no, we're really busy."
yeah,
I love the idea of being able to say, "Actually, we worked with this many clients, and wow, we had a really busy month, or we helped a lot of people," and we can actually
yes,
then see, we get the sort of anecdotal feedback from clients about how helpful we've been, but sometimes we lose sight of like the volume of that and then kind of the impact of our work.
yeah,
And for us as managers, I think and leaders, it's going to be really important in steering the business and kind of working out where we need to put our resources or where we
yeah,
need to, focus in on some training or coaching, or perhaps even just decide actually we don't really want to go down that path at all anymore. So
yeah,
yeah, I think it
totally.
would be really
Okay.
exciting for us.
And in terms of the final question, there's plenty of businesses out there that are in a position where they're kind of dealing with some of the similar challenges you guys face around kind of reporting and access to data and all that sort of thing, where it's kind of that question of do we kind of invest and get something up and running, or do we kind of just put it off and not do it, or try and kind of go at it ourselves, or just pay someone internally like an admin person, for example, that to handle that? Like, what advice would you have for them around being able to kind of navigate that?
Yes, I think it's really sitting down and thinking, right, what exactly do I want? And can realistically I do that? And is it the best use of my time? Because what I found when I did start embark, and I'll be honest, I didn't spend a lot of time on trying to figure it out because I just got so frustrated, and I was like, this is just going to take me forever, and I'm much better off doing other things in the business, like actually working with our clients and supporting them,
Mm,
rather than sitting and trying to like work out a spreadsheet. It's not my area of expertise.
yeah,
So yeah, so for me, it was just about going, well, actually, this isn't the best use of my time and resort and our team resources. We're better off handing it over to experts who actually will get it done really efficiently and probably a much better product than what I could have ever done.
perfect, awesome. Thank you so much, Susanna. Really appreciate it.